Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking camera basics. Whether you just got a new camera or never learned to use the one you have, today I'm going to teach you the basics to help you get started. So today we're going to talk about shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. First we're going to talk about shutter speed, which refers to the speed that the shutter opens and closes when you take a picture. When you press the shutter button, you can hear it open and close. And you can slow it down or speed it up to whatever you like. Here is a 1 second shutter speed. As you heard, the shutter was open for 1 second and then closed. So how does this affect your image? When the shutter's open for a longer time, it lets more light in, which is going to give you a brighter image. It also affects the motion in your image. So if the shutter's open for a longer amount of time, it's going to capture a blur. But if you have a fast shutter speed, the shutter will be open for such a short amount of time, it won't be able to capture any movement. So if you're shooting things that are moving quickly, you're going to want to use a fast shutter speed, or if you want to take advantage of blur, you're going to want to use a slower shutter speed. So the shutter speed can be used to control the light and the blur in the image. Next, we're going to talk about the aperture. Aperture affects the depth of field, or how much of the image is in focus at the same time. So if you open the aperture all the way up, you're going to have a small depth of field, which is going to mean that maybe only an inch or two is going to be in focus and everything else is going to be blurry. This effect is used all the time in photography to help the subject of the image be the focus of the image. Now, if you're taking landscape photos, you probably want to see everything in the background. So you'll want to close the aperture to make sure that everything in the background is crisp and clear. Aperture also affects how much light is going to get into the sensor. So as you open up the aperture, you're going to get the blurring effect, but your photo is going to become much brighter as well. So you're probably going to have to take the shutter speed and speed it up to let in less light. The third and last thing we're going to talk about is ISO. ISO is the light sensitivity rating of your camera's sensor. So when you turn up the ISO on your camera, you're turning up that sensor's light sensitivity, which will brighten the image. Generally, you want to keep the ISO as low as possible, because with more ISO comes more grain and you lose the quality of your image. But there will be times that you want to have a fast shutter speed and a wide open aperture, so the only other option is to bump up the ISO. So these are the basics to every high-end camera. Shutter speed, aperture, and ISO all work together to create the perfect image from your camera. Obviously, I recommend going out and testing out each of these individually so you can see how they work on your camera and see the effects that they have and really get used to them so that you can use them to your advantage. So that's all I have for this video today. I hope it was helpful. Comment if you have any questions. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.